Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am back with another art journal video. Hope you're staying safe and doing great. So I am starting with this decoupage paper on my Dina Wakley art journal. I am using matte medium to glue it down on the page. Once it's stuck down, I am putting the matte medium on top of the decoupage paper. Once everything is dried, I'm trimming the paper down to the original size, and while I was doing the process, the paper got torn from the middle. So what I'm doing is the extra piece which I have cut down from the side, I'm just gluing it down on the seam to hide the color which was on the page. Once everything is stuck down nicely, I am moving on to adding more layers to the page, starting with a coat of gesso. So this time I have not used any water with the gesso, but what I'm doing is once the gesso is applied and it's in the middle of drying process, I have used a wet wipe. I have spritzed some water onto the wet wipe, and I'm slowly removing some of the gesso from the page, giving it more like a peeled paint effect. Okay, once it's dried and I'm happy with how the page look, I am moving on to adding some color to the background. I will be using these distress ink. So this is more like ink smooshing technique, where I'm just putting down the distress ink on my craft mat, adding some water and smooshing the paper onto it. I did try smooshing it many times, but because it's an art journal and the paper have some wrinkles on it, which definitely I don't mind because they add texture to the page. But eventually I felt that not every corner was picking the color up, so I used another technique after this particular smooshing. So I wanted more blue in the middle. I took the color, took a sponge and started dabbing the color on the page. So that gave me the kind of spread I wanted on the paper. Once that is done, I'm moving on to adding some Kitsch Flamingo onto the page. Again, I will start with smooshing, and then I will dab the color onto the paper using a sponge. Same technique. The idea is to keep the pink on the edges of the pages, and as less of the pink in the middle as possible. So if you notice, I'm dabbing the Kitsch Flamingo onto the page because I don't want it to mix with the other colors. So that's why I'm not swiping, I'm dabbing it on the page. And here's the end result, and I'm happy with how the color look. So I'm moving on to adding the next layer, which is texture paste or mixed media paste using a stencil. And to everyone in India who's watching this, happy Independence Day, guys. Okay, now that the texture mixed media paste is dried, I have used archival ink coffee to add a definition to the art journal page, edges. And once that is done, what I'm doing is I'm adding more Kitsch Flamingo to the mixed media paste to enhance the pink color on the page. The mixed media paste was too white for my liking, so that's the reason why I added the Kitsch Flamingo on top of it. Once that is done, I'm adding a little bit more texture onto the page by using this musical note stamp. And yes, I'm liking how it added a really nice texture in the middle of the page. So far my art journal is coming out really nice, and this is the quote which I have selected today. As you can see, I have used archival ink plum to define the to give definition to the quote text. And once I'm happy with how it looks, I have glued down the quote onto the page, and I felt that something is missing. Yes, you guessed it correct. It was the splashes, and I felt that the page needed a little bit of black, so that's why I added black splatter on the page, and it definitely helped in popping up all the light and pastel color on the page. So this is the page, guys. Here's a closer look at it. I am happy with how the page looks. The texture or the pattern of the decoupage paper is still showing, along with this texture paste and the stamping and the layering of the colors of the distress ink. Everything is making it look so gorgeous. And the idea of adding Kitsch Flamingo on top of the mixed media paste turned out to be a good decision, and I'm happy with how the coffee archival ink is adding to the page. So that's it, guys. This is the page for today. If you like it, do give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video. And don't forget to share it with friends if you like it. Bye for now.